Today, the 9th of April 2020, and a lot of people were concerned, like me in Abaco, whether we have a lockdown or we have a partial lockdown. The answer to that is a partial lockdown. That ain't gonna do nobody any good. Either you lock down or you lock down. What is the sense of 75% of the population is taking it serious, and the other 25% is out everywhere, to the gas station, airport, Maxwell's. It doesn't do anybody good. It's jokers, a bunch of jokers. Either you're in it to win it or you're not in it. Obviously, in Abaco, they're not in it to win it. The 75% of Abaconians that are taking it serious, the government allowed the 25% to wrap it all over, to infect everybody. We had a concern about the airport plane landing every day from Nassau up and down United States. So I did some calling to try to find out why this is happening. They say because there's some service called essential service. Like today in Abaco, the police was chasing a young man and they got in an accident. He got in an accident and he's critical enough to be flown to Nassau. So that's what's one of those essential services. Either he get fly to Nassau or he die, either or. Then we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have money flown in for the ATM in Abaco. They are called essential service. You know you got to have your cash to go to Maxwell. Ain't much credit there. So these are the essential service. And they still having freight coming into Mars Harbor. But besides that, we have private flights that are bringing passengers back and forth. I don't know how they get permission of essential service. They're coming from Nassau, going to the Keys, coming from the Keys, going back to Nassau. That can be essential service. That is putting everybody in harm. Then yesterday, we all thought that the Bush family left already. No, they didn't leave. They were in the Mars Harbor airport yesterday. The airplane broke down. Couldn't get out. They chartered another airplane that didn't show. So they again trying to get out of Mars Harbor. But if y'all weren't following my story, the Bush family is family to the last President Bush, the two presidents. They were in Guana Key with a 60-foot boat and they rented a house. One of their family members came down with a high fever. So much that people in Guana Key was using hot mark material dressed up to go to their boats to fetch messages back and forth. They requested that the Bahamas government test them. Lousy as we is, we ain't gonna do that. That's too much of a challenge to go to Guana Key. So the United States Embassy got involved and made our government have the doctors go to the boat and test them, quarantine them for 5 days until they get the results of the test. They were at the airport yesterday. I haven't heard, I don't know if anybody in Guana Key have heard what was the end result, but we thought that they left already. Lo and behold, they were at the Mars Harbor airport all yesterday. Couldn't get out. So again, if they were infected, you see the transition between Guana, Mars Harbor, the airport, how many people can be affected if in fact they had the disease. But nobody tells nobody nothing. So these are all these essential services. If you're locked down, how come a family could get a jet to pick them up? Lockdown means locked down. But when you're connected, you're connected. So in Abaco, there's no such thing as lockdown. There's partial lockdown. And we keep hearing these little clips from James. He finally came with the Cracker Jack box and he's giving all these letters out of him laying on with the Prime Minister and the Attorney General office, like which prime minister in which country gonna listen to anything from James Albury? I doubt that highly. But while James came with the crackerjack box, Darren Henfield showed up yesterday with the used computers. I keep saying, hey, come on, Darren. Used computers from Washington, and he's thanking Sidney Colley. Those stuff could have the virus on it, because you know the virus stays on those type of things for a little while. So you bring in virus from Washington, wherever Sidney Colley is, into Nassau, into Abaco. Darren, word to the wise, this ain't no time for computers. We don't need no computers in Abaco. You being the minister, you being the member of Parliament for North Abaco, you shouldn't hear the cry. We need food. We cannot eat computers. You eat the computers. Send us the food that Hiram Lewis got in the compound in Nassau that is gathering together to give away to people that had or were stuck, that can't get no food during this COVID-19 disease. That is unacceptable. The goods were sent by the Americans for Abaco. Dare Hiram Lewis or anybody else to give those goods away at any time when the people of Abaco, 1,500 of them that were being fed by the World Food Organization, cannot get food. Why is our goods in Nassau 8 months later? You guys are campaigning on our disaster. Man, you guys gotta be the worst of the worst to hold Abaco food hostage at the Nema base with Captain Russell and Hiram Lewis, and Darren Henfield knows about it, and refuse to bring those goods to Abaco. Every now and again you see a trailer will show up at Grace Baptist. Do not hand feed us, Darren, with our food. It was our stuff. We went through the hurricane. We suffer a disaster. The food is for Abaco. Hiram Lewis, under his ministry that was created for him, he doesn't even know it. It is for him to get us back on our feet, not for him to hold our goods hostage. It's unacceptable. And those test kits that China sent to Nassau, I hope that the government people use those test kits first. We don't need nothing from China. All during the hurricane disaster and recovery, the government has done so much and cares so much for this Chinese government, and I didn't see any Chinese boots on the ground helping Abaco. No Chinese, nobody with squint eyes. Only people were there were Americans and other country. I haven't seen one Chinese in 8 months. And we know that this disease came from there, and you guys are accepting test kits that could have the virus. Why are you all so trusting of these Chinese? Well, we hope that the members of Parliament will use those test kits on them first before you give them to the population of this Bahamas. It's one of these Kai Care videos trying to educate the uneducated. Do not bring us no computers, Darren. They are not edible. Bring us the goods that are in the trailer that Hiram Lewis have holding hostage. We need these. To date, we need them. Let us know when would they be delivered to Abaco. That would be a good look. That will be a caring MP that's been missing in action for 8 months. Again, you keep the computer. We need food. We cannot eat computers, but the food products will do us good. It's one of these Kai Cares trying to educate the most educated MP in the history of Abaco, Darren Henfield, Minister of Foreign Affairs. Kai Cares. Darren, send our goods. I thank you in advance.